and today on Cooking with Toby, I'm going to show you guys how to make this super easy fried apple pies or fried empanadas. They're super quick and easy to make. You only require a few ingredients, and you don't have to worry about making dough because we're going to be using pre-made empanada doughs. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my new uploads on Mondays and Thursdays at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Please don't forget to follow me on social media, and if you're new to my channel, please browse around, and if you ever have any questions or recipe requests, please leave that in the comments section. If you need to contact me for business purposes, please check the description box as well. To begin by peeling our apples here, and I'm using my paring knife. Now that I have all the apples peeled, I'm going to just cut them in half down the middle. And what I'm going to do is just take my paring knife and go down and just remove out all that core section. So I took my apples that I removed the seeds and cores out of, and I just soaked them in a bowl of water. So I'm just going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to cut those pieces in half again. And then I'm just going to, if there's any seeds, just discard them. And then I'm just going to cut these into about half-inch pieces. One about that big. And I'm going to put them into a bowl. So I'm heating up my skillet here, and I'm going to begin on high heat. And I have here some coconut oil. I'm using this particular one. This is 100% pure, non-hydrated. And the non-hydrogenated one, this particular one that I'm using, does not have the coconut flavor. So that's what you want to aim for. If not, you can use butter in place of this, or margarine. I would suggest any other type of oil. So we're going to heat this coconut oil down. And then I'm going to begin by just sort of sauteing my apples. And this is going to cook down a lot, believe me. It may not seem like it now. While this is beginning to cook down, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And the salt is important. It's to bring up the natural flavors, the juices, and to balance everything. It's not a lot of salt, but it helps. And we're going to sprinkle over our sugar, our cinnamon, and if you want to add nutmeg to this, by all means feel free, but I do not like nutmeg, so I'm not using it. And we're going to add molasses. If you don't want to use molasses, by all means just use brown sugar, because brown sugar is nothing but white sugar and molasses. Just use the same amount of brown sugar in place. Then I'm going to add my vanilla, pure vanilla flavor here. And I'm going to just begin to mix everything. I'm going to adjust the heat to about medium now. Just stirring to make sure everything is coating those apples. So this is going to begin to cook. So I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes. On medium heat. I'm not going to cover it though. I'm just going to watch it and just continue to move it around. So medium, high heat. Just want this to cook at a steady pace without burning. So it's been 5 minutes. I'm going to turn off the heat. And after turning off the heat, we are going to just simply pour this into another bowl here. And then we're going to allow this to chill for about 15 minutes. But before it completely chills, I'm going to take my spoon and I'm just going to kind of mash some of these apples up in here. Or you can use a backup, a fork, or you can even use a pastry blender. And the reason why I'm doing this is just so I can give it some contrast textures. Just be careful, don't burn your hands doing this. I like to do it when it's hot because it's easier for me. I'm just used to doing it that way. So some of those pieces are broken up and some are not. This is going to be perfect. So we're gonna let this cool for about 15 minutes. And we're going to begin to fill our shells. I'm using Goya empanada. So our apple mixture has chilled. It's been about 15 minutes. It's still kind of warm. And I'm adding this last ingredient, but I'm intentionally adding it at this point. So it's just the flour. Just make sure your flour is not clumped together. And we're going to just mix all that together. And then just keep mixing, and you see it will come smooth. So make sure it's still kind of warm, and just slowly add it in there. So what this does is it's going to thicken it. So when we put this inside of our dough, when it hits the oil, it's going to thicken the filling. So I'm going to just pull a sheet of my empanada disco dough here. I'm just going to place it here on my surface. Make sure there's no sugar on my counter here. And then I'm going to just take some of that apple filling and just place it in the middle. Just enough where we fold it, it's not going to come out the seams. Then I'm just going to fold this over. Then we're going to take a fork and we're just going to crimp the edges with the fork. And I have a cookie sheet here that I lined with parchment paper. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your Amazon purchase from my wish list. I got the sheet pan. I actually just got it, which is great. It came while I was filming. Beautiful sheet pan here. Thank you, Eileen. So just fill all your shells the same way. So I'm heating up some canola oil, and I want it to be about 320 degrees. I don't want it to be super hot. And I'm going to use my instant read thermometer here. To find out more information about this instant read thermometer, please check the description box. So we're there. It's about 320. So I'm going to keep the heat moderate. So my apple turnovers, I put them in the freezer for about 15 minutes. And here they are. So I'm going to go ahead and place them in my hot oil. Place them the flat side down. Don't overcrowd your pan because it can prevent your apple empanadas for cooking properly. So what I'm going to do is just keep the heat moderate, like I said, and I'm going to just let this cook for about 1 minute or so, and then I'm going to flip it because I don't want the bottom to get brown. I want to get too brown. So let it cook for a minute. So it's been about 45 seconds now, and the bottom are starting to brown slightly. So what I'm going to just give it a quick flip, and then I'm going to let this cook again for another minute or so, and then I'm going to flip them again. So that way they can brown evenly and have a beautiful exterior. So we're going to keep flipping them every minute until they're golden brown. I've been flipping them about every 30 seconds just to keep them, so they won't get super brown spots all over there, unattractive. So what I'm going to do now, because it's been about 3 minutes or so, 3 to 4 minutes, they're nice and golden, so I'm going to shake off all of the excess oil. And then I'm going to put this into a rack lined cookie sheet, so they can continue to drip off any excess oil and to let it cool slightly. So repeat the cooking process the same. Now while my other turnovers are cooking and these are cooling, they've cooled for about 3 minutes, and I have a simple syrup here. It's just 1/4 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of boiling water, and I just mix the two together and let it sit for a few minutes. And I'm just going to brush the top of these empanadas. You don't want to do it while they're straight out of the oil. So what this is going to do is create a nice shiny gloss and a surface for our cinnamon sugar to stick to. So I have here some cinnamon sugar, and we're just going to sprinkle that on top of the simple syrup that we just brushed on there. If you don't like cinnamon, you could just do plain sugar. Here is our beautiful apple turnovers. They're nice. You see, have a beautiful shiny gloss on the outside. That's from the simple syrup that we brushed on. The sugar and cinnamon sticks to it beautifully. And I got one here on the side. So please share this video. Please add it to your playlist. Hey, please. I said it already, but share this video. So I'm going to break this in half so you can see. And see, this is perfect because it's a, you don't have to make the pastry, and this is like a perfect shortcut. See how beautiful that is? The apples aren't mushy. The inside's perfectly cooked. You hear that crisp, but you know the pastry's done. It's not soggy. So I'm going to give this a taste. This is perfect. Easy for the summertime. For those that don't like peach cobblers or peach pies, you can use peaches in place of this if you want to and turn this into peach turnovers. But I think the apples are fabulous. Serve this with some ice cream on a hot day and you'll have a winter dessert. Please add this video to your playlist. I said it already, but please. Please share it. And also, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you have one. Thank you so much, Eileen, for ordering my cookie pan from my Amazon wishlist. I really appreciate it. Please remember, everyone, to live and be well. Let's do what we can to come together as one whole group of people with love and peace. Thank you so much for watching.